It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 243. Tom Crawford, my longtime radio partner, Bluebelly Tom. He is co-host of The Drive with Jack and Tom on the Team 92.1 FM and jackandtom.com. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to a Triple Crown race that doesn't have mud all over the place.
Was it harder for you to see after you missed it up with my old Kentucky home or through that soup yesterday?
And Maryland, my Maryland does not make it for me. I don't get all watery-eyed with that one. But that was an incredible, down to the wire race win for Justified.
A lot closer than people expected. They were saying Justified in a romp. Every analyst on NBC picked Justified.
Right.
It's getting close at the end.
Yeah, I declared a couple of weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, he's going to win the Triple Crown. So we'll see how that goes.
We're going to talk more about that a little bit later. See if he wants to change that prediction.
No.
Also want to welcome Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality. He is a Specs Howard instructor, recruiting insider, and he is the host of the Spartan Beat, weeknights from 6 to 7 on the Team 92.1. How are you, Rico?
I am good. I saw somebody online, I think it was Chris Fieni, said that the Justified is the 2017 version of Michigan State football. Can win games in bad weather. Because that's what he's doing.
That's good.
I didn't want to steal
I don't like bad weather.
He said that, and I was like, that's actually a pretty good line.
It's a great equalizer, right? At bad weather.
I mean, every horse had to run in it, and he just did it faster. So maybe he gets a Triple Crown. I still doubt it, but maybe.
Maybe he can intercept another horse at the finish line.
Maybe there'll be a 5-hour delay when it does the Belmont Stakes.
I want to thank you for making a special effort to get here, flying back from London. We know you were there for the royal wedding.
Where did that come from?
Meghan Markle. You were on the list, right?
No, I turned it down. I didn't want to. I was sitting next to Barack and Michelle. We decided not to go.
Gotcha.
So.
Also want to welcome Graham Couch, Lansing State Journal sports columnist, 5th-year Press Pass panelist, and he is the unofficial assistant coach of the Houston Rockets. Congratulations for getting the message through to Mike D'Antoni, who changed their season.
Well, as somebody who did have a royal wedding party at their house, by the way, it was not my party.
One of those.
It was not my party. I slept through it, but there was one at my house. I'm actually glad that's a series. And on the Justified front, I thought Justified was going to lose when everybody picked Justified. It's not like they can ask the horse, right?
Right.
I mean, come
on.
Now they're waiting for the Belmont for that to happen. My boy Jack gets back in there. That's what they're waiting for. We will be back in just a minute. The big picture. We're going to talk about sports betting up next on Press Pass.
The Memorial Day sale is on now at Furniture Row. With store-wide savings up to 40% and our special 4 years no-interest financing, it's easy to refresh every room in your home. Take advantage of this finance offer today at Furniture Row.
Here's one sweet deal. For a limited time, floats are just $1.99 at A&W. Ice cold made fresh root beer. Creamy vanilla soft serve. Best served in a frosty mug. Regular size floats are just $1.99. So don't let this deal float by. Only at A&W.
Larry? Sorry, Larry's on the road again, but you can always find him at larrysrvservice.com. Take virtual tours, apply for financing, even schedule mobile service online. Let Larry find a great deal for you at Larry's RV in Jackson.
Larry, are you out there?
The first annual Margarita Fest, presented by LEFA and City Pulse, happening on June 1st from 5 to 10 p.m. on the Lansing Center's Riverside Plaza. Sample up to 15 signature margaritas from Lansing area bars and restaurants. Margarita Fest offers live entertainment, a full-service bar, and some of Lansing's best food vendors. Dress up in your wildest tropical getup for a chance to win a prize. Tickets are $25 in advance and $40 for VIP until May 25th. For tickets and more information, visit the website below.
The Memorial Day sale is on now at Furniture Row. With store-wide savings up to 40% and our special 4 years no-interest financing, it's easy to refresh every room in your home. Take advantage of this finance offer today at Furniture Row.
Beat Shazam returns with Jamie Foxx, May 29th on Fox.
It's spring cleaning time at every Graf dealership. We have way too much inventory and more on the way. And we'll give you $3,000 minimum for your trade.
Lease Pull Ahead is back at every Graf dealership. Drive off a new Silverado double cab for only $145 per month, or get into a new Chevy Equinox for just $136 a month.
And get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade. It's the Graf Spring Cleaning Sale going on right now at every Graf dealership.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago. Doug Warren and I took a Dean luxury cruiser to Chicago, joined 27 pro football greats and more than 100 supporters of the Shinsky Orphanage in Matamoros, Mexico. There you see the Wynn Casino and the sports book. And a lot of the people who will be watching this show have been to Vegas. They know what might be coming to the state of Michigan and 49 other states. Think of a deluxe sports bar with action on top of it. And TVs everywhere, more than Tom Crawford is used to seeing at his home. Graham Couch, the Supreme Court's 7-2 decision this week that allows states to legalize sports betting individually. Wide-ranging implications. Where and when will they see those, and who will be the big winners?
Well, I think you'll see in about 4 or 5 states, you may see it by football season. Okay. And there's not, legislation is not far enough in Michigan that you're going to get it. I think it's at least a year away. The big winner is always going to be the house, wherever it is. Yeah. And whatever casinos and places can parlay that into. I hope the big winner is our tax base as well. I hope somehow we are able to use this properly to fund infrastructure, education, things like that. The question I have is when everybody takes a chunk out of it, right? Like right now, if I make a $100 bet, I win about $90.91 based on what the percentages are. And that's what they call a minus 110 on it. Now, if that gets to minus 120. That's
an offshore account?
That's if you're in Vegas or
anywhere.
If you get that because you're trying to take so many pieces of it out to like 120, 125, people who want to bet are not going to go through that legitimate source. They're going to keep using their guy or their offshore account. It'll be interesting to see how quickly people get the software up. A lot of places already have it, so there are companies that will really profit there. I mean, if you've ever been to Caesar's Palace on like a Saturday or Sunday in college football or NFL season, it is fun. And there are going to be places in Michigan where that exists, and that's going to be a good...
Existing casinos?
Yeah.
I think there will be at Northville Downs. Might it be somewhere else?
That'll be the
private
question.
Establishments.
There will be places that want licenses to do that, and it'll be interesting to see what they decide counts and where they allow it to happen.
I just hope they don't screw it up because I have no faith in them. I have as much faith in them as I do the MSU Board of Trustees.
It's going to be interesting.
They'll find a way to screw this up. They will.
Everybody wants a piece, right? Everybody's got their hand out. There's an integrity tax, Tom, we talked about now for the leagues. They want their cut.
That's important.
The House is going to get theirs. State's going to get its cut. And, is there going to be enough to keep people from doing it the way you said, Graham?
Yeah, and I don't know how many people it certainly will introduce some new people to it, but I think a lot of people who already want to take part in this stuff are doing it. So you've got to make it so it's easy, and the chances of winning are just as good and just as profitable as the place they do it now.
The integrity tax, excellent source to pay college athletes. Money not coming off your books, it's coming from everybody else.
It'll be very interesting to see where the money goes statewide, too. What they do with it. We got a lot of recommendations. We could tell you where to spend it.
Pigeon retirement homes.
Tom Crawford, we had a chance to talk to Keith White.
Yeah.
He is executive director for the National Council of Problem Gambling. We did that last Tuesday. What is the downside of these changes? And would you have a problem investing some of your hard-earned money in the sports that you love, college football and basketball? Could you do that?
I think I myself could resist temptation, but I think what's going to happen, I mean, there's alcohol and there's drugs and everybody. You can't. I mean, you can't watch out for everybody else and their temptations. I mean, they're all out there. But what I'm afraid is going to happen, like in 3 to 5 years, you're going to walk into a big stadium, and you're going to see kiosk, and you're going to see people with their phone apps in front of you, and everybody's consumed with prop bets, you know, who's going to get the first down and everything like that. And I think potentially it could really change college and pro football, which is my main thing.
I think that'll change it for the better, because I think a lot of stadiums are going to that to try to get the crowds to come in there. So they're trying to give them little incentives.
You don't need that to get them to come in there.
I'm just saying, you could get a better, at your big screen, and you know, because you got the big screen at home, you get a better experience at home.
More than 3 million American adults diagnosed as problem gamblers, Graham. Would you expect that number to rise?
Sure, because if you have an addictive personality and this is introduced to you, there may be a few. But again, I think people who really want to do this are already doing it. I don't think that's
You're going to make it easier, though, to do it.
Yeah.
You
do.
across the street to do it.
Hey, if we get a state legislature that doesn't hate public education, then I can be against gambling. Until then, I'm looking for other evidence.
People will always find a way to spend money on their vices. They will.
Yeah.
Rico, besides the posted odds in Las Vegas, I think you talked about this Friday on your show, Bovada has its over-under win totals for the 2018 regular season. Let's take a look at some of these numbers. Do any of those numbers make you want to establish an offshore account, plunk down a few bucks?
Yeah, Michigan State is 7.5 wins. I mean, breaking down their schedule, they could trip and fall and win 7 games just off of their defense alone. Meaning their offense will only have to win 1 more game. Yeah, Michigan
well, you're going to take the
under
on
that
Michigan
low, Graham?
too. Right.
7.5? That's pretty low.
It's real low. I would go over.
We will be back in just a minute. We're going to have our Going Green segment coming up next here on Press Pass.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
May means money. Edit today at fox47news.com.
I'm here at Checkers and Rallies. They just dropped a new peach mango island slushie. Ooh. I could taste the peach. I could taste the mango. Oh my God, the brain freeze. Ah! Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
Jason, can you believe it? For all that moms do, they're only officially celebrated for one day.
It doesn't seem right, but what can we do?
We could have a huge Mother's Day blowout sale all month long. A Mother's Month sale.
We can do that. Get the new Equinox for $120 a month and the 2018 Extended Cab Colorado for only $112 per month. No money down.
Those are great deals for not only mom, but for anyone who has a mom.
Only at Shaheen Chevrolet, where you always get the best price on any new Chevy, guaranteed or it's free.
Happy Mother's Day month. Happy Mother's Month from Shaheen Chevrolet.
See, when I think of Checkers and Rally fries, I think of some good seasoned fries. You can get any size fry for $1. Get some good fries. You can't just try one fry. All of them gonna have to be working in tandem. Good. Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graff Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 104 years in the automobile business. Stop and see Matt, Mark, and Greg on West Grand River in Okemos. They'll take great care of you as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graff.
I think at this point what we're doing internally is taking a look now, and the first up is obviously we have contractual relationships with insurance companies, and we're working next up. They were part of the mediation at every step of the way, and we now will hope to be able to work out that contribution from them, which they are contractually obligated to provide. So we'll see where that goes, and we're obviously looking at then how we do deal with a settlement that's pretty substantial.
There you see former Michigan governor and current MSU president John Engler explaining how Michigan State is going to handle this debt, this settlement. Rico Beard, no one seems to be able to tell me exactly how much of this $425 million to $500 million is going to be covered by the insurance carriers. I've heard everything from $75 million to $350 million. But whatever is left is going to have to be paid other ways, either through existing university reserves that do not have restrictions.
We can stop right there, because that's where the money needs to come from.
There's a lot of that money that's already tied up that they cannot legally use.
You know what, guys? We may have to cancel Christmas. We may have to fall on the sword for this.
There are other ways they can do it, and one of them is with cutbacks across campus.
Cut salaries.
It doesn't look like anyone is in favor of tuition increases or begging for appropriations.
Not in favor of that, not in favor of the cutbacks either. It may be, as I stated, you may have to cancel Christmas and tell some people you're not going to get that new wing to your building. We're not going to be able to add to that this year because we have to take care of this. We need to show contrition. And to me, that's Michigan State finally owning it, saying, not going to get the money anyplace else. We'll pay out of pocket. We dropped the ball, our fault, and then don't say another word. Just write it and let the healing start. But
if that money can be used, that's another question. How much of that is available?
And the hard part of that with the whole we thing, right, is there are a lot of good people on campus who had nothing to do with this, who are counting on that for projects and other things that are going on for a long time. Yeah, it's a really good question. The financial piece of this now becomes fascinating. It's a component that we always kind of knew was going to happen. This number, $500 million, was a number that our reporter Matt Mancarini guessed months ago, being the figure. So it's not a surprise there. Now it's how do you take care of it?
And the initial negotiations were much higher than that. I understand in the mediation, getting much closer to $1 billion, and so they had to kind of work through this. Tom Crawford, a lot of questions, maybe more questions than answers, but at least there's a start. We know that the victims are going to get their piece.
Yeah, but what you got to do is you have to have somebody like John Engler quit making jokes like, well, maybe a leprechaun will pull it out of the air for us. I mean, this lack of leadership at the interim presidential level and the board is an absolute train wreck for Michigan State right now. Until that's rectified, it's just going to be one PR blunder after.
You're right. You just need somebody to follow along with them, and as soon as they start to just smack them.
And those trustees were elected officials in the state of Michigan. For 3 schools, Michigan State, Michigan, and Wayne State, trustees are elected. For the other 9, they are appointed by the governor. So maybe that is not the best system, something that's also going to be revisited.
Yeah, it's not done in many other states. I mean, this is done here. This is pretty unique to us. And let's be honest, how many people pay attention to the trustees when they go to vote? They will now. Exactly. And you are going to see, and that's going to be one of the changes from within. If Amanda Tomashow runs, and I think
she has a great chance to win.
She has a great chance to win. Unless Schuette wins in a landslide in the fall, or the Republican wins in a land, I think she will get on that board.
Tom, we've talked about this on the radio and how athletics can play a part in the healing. Right now, so many questions, so much uncertainty, so much skepticism. Michigan State has a lot of work ahead.
Yeah, but once football season starts, win or lose, that going to Spartan Stadium and all that stuff, and then in the basketball season, it's going to be a good distraction. People start being proud of Michigan State again for the fans.
I think they'd be a lot prouder with the win part of that, the win or lose.
No, that helps, but they just need a season to start.
We will be back in just a couple of minutes, and we're going to talk about the NBA Conference Finals, our Tracking a Trophy segment, up next on Press Pass.
You know, one thing I think is super special about Checkers and Rally's fries? Crispness. So good.
Yo, you can get any size fry for $1. Small, medium, large fry. Only $1.
For $1.
You're some good fries. You can't just try one fry. All of them gonna have to be working in tandem.
This could be yours too. But it's mine, because I can't get enough.
Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
If you want to save big and get a great night's sleep, don't miss the Denver Mattress Memorial Day sale. The Queen Size Summit is on sale for just $189.99. Our Queen Size Doctor's Choice Plush is just $479.99. And you can save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets. Plus, get savings of up to $200 on our unbeatable adjustable base lineup. Hurry into the Memorial Day sale, on now at Denver Mattress, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.
Ma, 6:30 on Fox 47.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Hey, you.
Me?
Yeah, you. Do you realize what's about to happen this summer? This summer, allies become rivals. Men become gods. The guy who has literally everything, all of a sudden, it becomes not enough. And Brazil, I see you, Neymar.
Hey there. Welcome to the obligatory David Beckham cameo. There he is.
So wake up! Wake up! Players become fans. Sign me up. This isn't just some sporting event.
Sorry about that guy, I don't like it.
Because this summer, nothing else matters. This summer...
Yeah, I get it.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Tracking a Trophy segment. Last night, Cleveland, where did that come from? 30-point win over the Boston Celtics. 6 players in double figures. They look like the Boston Celtics. That was the impressive part of it. And LeBron James has played 7 games now after falling behind 2-0 in a series. He is 7-0, and when he's dropped the first 2 games of the series, he has always squared it at 2-2. Tom Crawford, about a month ago, you said that we could take it to the bank, that LeBron James would be done in April, wouldn't play a game in May. Now it looks like he might be playing in June, that he could be playing in his 8th straight NBA Finals.
Like, then the next week I switched back to the fact that he is going to be in the finals, so I did a redo on that.
Let's stick with this.
Let's stick with this.
Come on, stick with this.
Hey, the bottom line on LeBron James is, guys, the guy is the GOAT. He is phenomenal. His 12 assists last night. There was is that deflecting? Is that what I'm doing?
You are deflecting big time.
Some of the ball distribution, did you actually take a good look at that? Hit the strength of this man.
Now, one of his passes up in the air when he threw it across.
And know where everybody is on the court amazes me. I've never seen any
People were talking about that left-hand push pass under the basket, but I thought the same thing you did.
Yeah.
The one where he's going up, boom.
He had J.R. Smith over on the wing, and he knew where J.R. Smith, and he got the ball to him like on a laser. And it's like, oh my God. I say that all the time when I see this man, especially he's coming off a loss.
Yeah. Greatest of all time, LeBron James.
Without question.
Greatest of all time.
I think LeBron James.
Julius Erving.
Julius Erving is my greatest of all time. I'm not sitting here.
No love for Michael Jordan here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not going to die there because Julius, when I was a kid, I watched him. So that's why he will always have a special place in my heart. I know nobody else is going to say that.
No, but I get where you're going. Like, to me, Tom Brady can win 36 Super Bowls. John Elway's my guy.
Right.
And it's because of the age I was when it happened.
Now, if in my all-time players, I look at, Magic, I look at Bird, I look at Kareem. Those are guys that did something. Now, to me, LeBron James, I went through it. I had him at 6. He's at 6.
Are you crazy?
Okay.
You're nuts.
Kareem, you going to take him out?
You can argue Kareem won. That's fine. Go ahead.
You could argue. He's a leading scorer.
You going to take Magic out? You going to take Bird out? You going to take Jordan out?
Yes. I would say LeBron is a combination of those three guys.
Absolutely.
No one's been able to score and rebound and pass.
He does everything. He carries his team.
Well, you don't want to hear who I got at 5, so we'll just move on.
Maurice Cheeks, probably, right?
No, I got Shaq.
Last night, LeBron had 27 points on just 12 field goal attempts.
Right.
Think about that. And he had 12 offense spectacular assists. And once again, he doesn't have maybe as good a team as some other guys. It's not like Kevin Durant who can have an off night.
Thank you.
Say, Clay, you take it tonight. Dre, you take it tonight.
See, there's a reason why you don't instantly go into the Hall of Fame, because we're romanticized of how great he is. And then in a few years, you may be like, maybe.
I don't think so.
Instantly, he came out in
he'll go in the Hall of
2003.
Fame, because everybody goes in the NBA Hall of Fame. But it's just, right now, he's the greatest. He's not the greatest of all time.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
All
Has he lost in finals?
He is the greatest
let's
of
not
all
do that
time.
argument. It's who you have. Look, if he had Pippen and Rodman,
It's like Tom Brady doesn't have the greatest.
Julius
players around.
Irving also
Just keeps
lost
getting-
3 times in the finals, as I recall.
If Jordan went up against these Warriors or different teams, if Jordan had to go up against the '86 Celtics or the '87 Lakers in his prime, he would have lost those
But it's
series.
also-
Jordan
Jack,
also
too.
had one of the top 50 greatest players in NBA history with him for all 6 of those titles, and he didn't win anything until Scottie Pippen got there.
Or got into his prime, right?
Right into his prime. Graham, the Rockets-Warriors game is being played as we tape this. The Warriors off to a very good start. Can the team that averaged the fewest passes all season in Houston continue to play the way the Warriors do, as they did in Game 2? And can they make this more than a 5-game series?
No, and probably not, because you are eventually who you are, right? You come back to what you. Now, I was impressed the way they played. I thought the Warriors were a big part of that too, and sort of a lack of energy that they had. Yeah. And Steph Curry obviously isn't 100% yet. If this were to happen, though, if the Rockets were to beat the Warriors, playing the style they primarily play, I might be done with basketball. Because I just hate that ISO stuff compared to what.
Because you know what's going to happen? Everybody's going to copycat.
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
It's not the formula. ISO doesn't get it done.
But I've never seen Houston with James Harden play the way they played in Game 2.
And that was impressive. That, and again, we'll have to see the way the rest of the series goes. But that was a recognition that they did what they do in the first game, and it wasn't enough. Because they didn't play poorly, I didn't think, in the first game. They had to change themselves a little bit and be a little more active outside of the ball.
I hate to say it, it was a must-win. They couldn't go to Golden State down.
And that's what you're noticing in all these playoffs. You notice it in Game 3 with Cleveland-Boston. You can't, and we notice this in conference tournaments and in college basketball. You can't fake desperation. The desperate team often wins.
Do we all agree it's Golden State's championship to lose?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Most likely team to beat the Warriors, Tom, is?
Cleveland versus
Rico?
Boston.
The Warriors.
The most likely team to beat the Warriors.
The Warriors.
Oh, I see. Beating
How clever.
It's Houston, but it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. All right. We will be back in just a minute. We're going to have our Hoops and Horsepower segment. We're going to talk about the NBA draft and the Preakness Stakes at Pimlico. Up next on Press Pass.
It's spring cleaning time at every Graf dealership. We have way too much inventory and more on the way. And we'll give you $3,000 minimum for your trade.
Lease Pull Ahead is back at every Graf dealership. Drive off a new Silverado double cab for only $145 per month, or get into a new Chevy Equinox for just $136 a month.
And get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade. It's the Graf Spring Cleaning Sale going on right now at every Graf dealership.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango, and Caribbean Sea Burst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Download the Fox 47 News app and stay in touch everywhere you go. When other dealers say no, Champion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram says yes. You see, there's no need to worry about your credit issues because they're in the past. Slow credit, bad credit, no credit, divorce, medical bills, bankruptcy, it doesn't matter because we'll work with you. Act now and take advantage of payments as low as $99 and 0 down. Visit us today. Log on to championrockscredit.com or give us a call at 888-515-9132 at Champion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
As a nonprofit, Homeless Angels relies on your generosity to help us continue to end homelessness in the greater Lansing area. We need your help to rebuild and restore the faith in humanity through innovative ideas and programs. Visit homelessangels.org to see how you can help. For only 62 cents a day, you can help turn impossible into possible by restoring hope in the lives of others.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It is time for our Hoops and Horsepower segment. We had the NBA Draft Lottery, and we have some guys getting ready. And who is that? Oh, that looks familiar. That would be none other than Michigan's Mo Wagner. Pass him the ball there. Looks pretty good. He's got a spot. He had a lot of spots when he played certain teams this year. And he's got one there in the corner. He is moving up the draft boards, ladies and gentlemen. He had an excellent combine from everything that we saw in terms of the measurables, and I think he would interview pretty well there too. Just a matter of being with the right team and having the right fit. Graham Couch, Mo Wagner seemed like a guy who could be a first-round pick for the right team and make a difference.
Yeah, because I think the way the NBA plays now, he's an ideal player, right? He's a 4 or 5, a guy who can stretch a defense. I think he's sturdy enough to defend his position. Yeah, no, I liked him a year ago. I really like what he became.
He is not at the Jaren Jackson Jr. or Miles Bridges level, but there are some other players we have talked about where they're going to be in this draft. And you think about guys like Charles Matthews and Nick Ward, who may be back, Ethan Happ of Wisconsin, Carson Edwards,
Kevin Huerter,
Purdue,
yep.
Kevin Huerter, Bruno Fernando from Maryland. They're both still in.
They've got a decision to make here, and Huerter is a guy who may or may not be creeping towards the first round.
Yeah.
Some people, in some mock drafts, still don't have him on it. Could be a lottery pick a year from now. You got to kind of make that decision.
Yeah.
Carson Edwards, is a guy I think will come back. Edwards is, I think, potentially a really dynamic player who's not getting the love he eventually will get. Nick Ward's interesting because I think if Nick Ward gets a promise that he's drafted, or even that he'll get the right two-way contract, he'll go. So it's hard to tell because the money has changed. It used to be if you weren't a first-round pick, a guarantee you have to come back. Now the money in the second round, even beyond, is decent. And the opportunity for these guys has changed quite a bit.
Yeah, you're a big Kevin Huerter guy, Rico. You've talked about him a lot.
I do.
Strike you as a first-rounder?
Next year, I think he can be. I think if he can, because Maryland fell apart with injuries, and he didn't get the exposure. They didn't make the tournament. They come back, and Maryland is probably going to be one of the better teams in the Big Ten. They're probably going to be one of the top 2-3 teams in the Big Ten. I think that helps him, and I think he's a first-round pick. I disagree. I don't think that Wagner's going in the first round. I don't. I mean, I think he's a second round. And that's
Wagner is not Wagner.
Wagner. I'm not hating on him. I just don't think that he's going to end up going in the first round. I think he's going to be going in the second round. I think in this state we overvalue his talent. I think overall, looking at all the mock drafts,
just watch his combine workout. He was pretty impressive.
You're going up against air. You're not going up against anybody. You're going up against.
He has a specific skill, and I think the teams that pick deep
you're never
in the first
impress Rico with
No,
Mo
I'm
Wagner.
being
It's not
realistic.
gonna happen.
When he goes in the second round, Tom, I want you to come back on
Nick
this show
Ward
and
is
say
better
you're right.
than Mo Wagner.
Well, at
You
the
did
time
say
he
that,
was.
right?
At the time he was.
Oh, yeah. He had his ankles broken on January 9th.
Tom, of those 6 players that we talked about with Graham, we're talking about Matthews, Ward, Happ, Edwards, Fernando, and Huerter. Which of those 6 will be the best pro, if any?
Mo Wagner.
Charles Matthews.
Charles Matthews.
I think it's Carson Edwards. I think Edwards is going to become a special player, even at his size.
All right, Tom, I want to switch now to horse racing. And yesterday, the Preakness in the slop at Pimlico, you promised a Triple Crown winner. I
did.
2 weeks ago.
I did.
With the way those horses closed in the last 16th of a mile, are you still as sure about that when you're going to have rested horses waiting for Justify in the Belmont?
Well, there's some rested horses also in the Preakness. But, you know, I mean, it's like horse racing's like football, the great equalizer. Look at this turf, if you will. You can hardly see each other. It's just survive and advance. I truly think Justify. I mean, Seattle Salute in 1977 was not impressive in the Preakness. And American Pharoah was not impressive in the Kentucky Derby. So everybody says, oh, he didn't win by 30 lengths. I mean, I still think he's going to win the Belmont, especially if it's a dry track.
Rico, in the 139 years that all three of these races have been run at the same time, only been 12 Triple Crown winners. But between 1978 with Affirmed and 2015 with American Pharoah, there have been 13 horses that got the first two jewels and couldn't finish the job in New York. Why is this one of sport's most difficult feats?
Probably, for one, the horse doesn't care. Horse is just out there running. Horse doesn't have anything on the line.
Where's my oat bag?
Right. The horse ain't gonna go out there and, you know, give it up to his Lord and Savior. It's just a horse.
It's also a mile and a half.
Horse.
It's the
and I was about to say, it's longer. Yeah. If that race goes a tenth of a mile longer, you know, he doesn't win. Justify may not win that race. There's a lot of different.
You need to watch Mr. Red more often and appreciate horse.
It's a horse. They don't know anything. They just don't run.
You can't tell the horse, hey, your stud fees are going to go up if you win this race, right?
You know, it's party at the club. All the oats are on me tonight.
You know, it comes back a lot, Tom. Bob Baffert, the trainer.
Yes.
Mike Smith, the jockey, makes a gigantic difference for a horse like this.
Yeah, it's like the GM and a head coach. I mean, it's just like how, you know, it's like pro basketball.
A horse is a horse, of course, of course.
It's a horse. Yeah. Doesn't know that.
We will be back. We're going to talk lions and tigers and Law of the Jungle up next here on Press Pass.
Furniture Row is looking a little different these days. We've replaced former brand signs with bright new category signs to make it easy for you to find exactly what you're looking for. Our expanded selections deliver even more of the great style and value you've come to expect from Furniture Row. And you'll still find Denver Mattress, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer. So come visit today's Furniture Row. Now more than ever, the destination for creating the home you love for less. Family owned and operated for over 45 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen a lawn that mows itself? Yeah, me neither.
But the Honda Mimo will mow the lawn for you, rain or shine. It charges automatically, it's silent, safe, low maintenance, and your lawn will look like a carpet. Here at Midwest Power Equipment, we install and service them. In fact, any Honda Mimo purchased before June 30th, I'll install it for free. No joke. Stop in and ask about Honda Mimo and its limited time offer of free installation today.
Download the Fox 47 Storm Shield app and stay in touch everywhere you go.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
The Knapp Center is a historical hub for future business growth in beautiful downtown Lansing.
The Ide Company did the best they could to preserve the integrity of the history of this building while incorporating a modern open workspace.
They have been prompt, they have been efficient, and they really are a friendly, great group of people that we don't have any concerns about calling them for any of our needs.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Retirement Protection Services and my financial advisor, Jack Vogler. Earn interest based on stock market performance with zero exposure to market downturns. Give Jack a call at 339-4777. That's 339-4777. I'm glad I did.
I'm here to defend my honor and clear my name. 22 years ago, I was falsely accused of something very serious allegations. There were claims made about me that never happened. While I'm thankful on one level that the process worked and the case was dismissed, at the same time, I was never given the opportunity to defend myself or to push back with the truth to clear my name.
That is new Detroit Lions head coach Matt Patricia. Rico Beard, you and Tom weren't here last week when we talked about this case and an alleged sexual assault 22 years ago that led to an arrest, an indictment, trial date, 5 witnesses, and then the plaintiff said that she could not endure the strain of a trial, and that was the end of that. What are we to believe from an aborted case with no conviction?
Well, it's really hard to know what to believe because it's he said, she said 22 years ago. He technically did not ever get convicted, but there will always be that cloud over his head now. And then you have to wonder, will this young lady or woman come out and say, well, I now have the courage to say what really happened to me. I can't press charges, but I want to tell my side of the story. Matt Patricia doubled down and pretty much, went Bill Clinton. I didn't do this. I did not do this.
Did he go Rafael Palmeiro?
He went Rafael Palmeiro. And the thing is, once you go there, you better be right. There better be nothing else. Because if it is, I think you've sealed your fate with the Lions. And the Lions, I think, they look the worst out of this whole thing. Because to me, it appears they just wanted Patricia as a coach. We're just going to green light him. We're going to kind of have to do a background check. Well, nobody could have figured that out.
And the worst part is it wasn't even a quick hire, right? It was dragging on during the playoffs. They had plenty of time to do some research, and it was not hard research to do with this one.
And it makes the Lions look bad. For Patricia, you're probably thinking, you know what? My God, I forgot all about that. Okay?
Tom, is he innocent until proven guilty?
Yeah,
or is he already guilty in some places in a court of public opinion?
The optics look bad, in my opinion, because I can understand a woman not wanting to go through it. So I'm looking at both the he said, she said. I get sucked into that. So from a public opinion standpoint, I'm not feeling all that great.
I think one of the things we've got to get to is this, and this is a new era here, right? And the Me Too movement and all the, and because you cannot look. If you look at the data, women don't tend to lie about this stuff. Most women who are sexually assaulted don't get a conviction.
5 witnesses too?
Right, but so I think for guys, if you are in that rare case where you have been falsely accused or you didn't do something.
Reuben Foster.
Now we have the Reuben Foster case.
You have to come out with details. Right. You have to explain why this happened, where the mistake. You can't just deny it. You have to deny it with detail if you want to win the court of public opinion.
Graham, you did weigh in on Patricia last week, and you presented both sides, I thought, very well. But I want to talk about a different breed of cat for a minute here. I want to talk about the Detroit Tigers.
That's called a segue right there. Okay.
We were thinking we might get a no-hitter today, at least through 6 innings. Francisco Liriano, and then Shane Green comes in, and the Tigers lose another game, lose the series to Seattle. Are you seeing positive signs, or would you rather not see positive signs with this team?
No, I think you do want, we hear the word culture, all that stuff all the time, but you do want a team that fights, that's scrappy. We've seen some of that. The thing that's going to happen is this a lot, right? This is a below-average bullpen, an average starting rotation, and some days a minor league lineup. And so there are going to be a lot of losses. But they've been competitive. They're in a bad division. As of last week, it was the 30th ranked schedule. It was the worst schedule yet in major leagues. They are going to lose 10 games in a row at some point this season.
Yeah.
That doesn't change what you're trying to get to. What's important is when prospects come up, how they fare. Those are the things to get excited about this year, how they compete on a day in and day out basis, because this team is at least 2 years away from being really relevant in the playoff picture again.
Tom Crawford, I will be at Comerica Park on Memorial Day with my friends, the Koalas.
Right.
What is it going to take for you to say, I've got to get down there and see these guys before we get into football in midsummer?
Well, you have fun in that Memorial Day excursion there. No, it's going to take more than that for me. I look at the Tigers in about 10, 12 game segments, and they've won like 5 of the last 11. And I know they're playing exciting ball and small ball and doing aggressive things, but it's going to take more than 6 under 500 for me to get excited. I'll probably go down, but I think it's more than 2 years. I think it's a 4 to the 6 years.
Well, the beauty of baseball is there's no salary cap, right? You get to a point where you think you're close, your team is ready, and then you add a couple veterans, and you can put yourself in.
If you find people who want to come to the team, Rico, you going to go down and watch some games this summer?
Free ticket, yeah. Free ticket.
Rico's got that press pass.
Free ticket.
That's what they call it, ladies
Free
and
ticket,
gentlemen.
nice day, and parking.
Free parking.
I want to find out a little bit more about Jacoby Jones. I didn't think Matthew Boyd would pitch the way he's pitched. There are some positive signs, but still a lot of work to do.
You can watch on TV, too.
We'll be right back with our Take It to the Bank segment brought to you by Dart Bank, coming up next here on Press Pass.
Consumer alert! An epidemic is plaguing Lansing used car dealers. Used car salespeople are stalking and preying upon unknowing customers. The confused customer is being pulled into horrible deals, high prices, and just not being treated right. At Lansing Auto Connection, this won't happen. We have a friendly staff, a great selection of pre-owned vehicles for every budget, and financing from Mid-Michigan's top lenders. At the corner of Saginaw and Larch, LansingAutoConnection.com. Dare to compare.
Young Brothers and Daily. We have fireplaces, outdoor furniture, and unique decorations to remodel and redecorate your living space. Young Brothers and Daily would love to help you with design ideas and decor inspiration. Visit us on Michigan Avenue in Lansing.
We focus intensely on doing the big and small things right for our clients. The guiding principle of our work is that we always put the client first.
Watch Don't Waste Your Money tomorrow on Fox 47 News at 10. Weekdays at 9 on Fox 47.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
In Mid-Michigan, it is phase 2 of the annual City Pulse Fox 47 News Top of the Town Awards. Bars, burgers, bands, and more. Cast your vote for the top 5 in over 100 categories. Go to fox47news.com and lansingcitypulse.com.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. University of Michigan softball program, one of the proudest in the country, and another Big Ten regular season championship, but who does this sound like? You've got a legendary coach, maybe the greatest in school history, win another regular season championship, get eliminated in the conference tournament by your arch rival, and then kind of flame out in the NCAA tournament with a pair of losses to Notre Dame, 4-1 and 2-1. You think Carol Hutchins and Tom Izzo can talk about this and understand that they're both 2 of the greatest coaches that the state has seen? So very similar.
It must mean that the game has passed Carol by. So that's what it means for Izzo, right? Tom?
Not buying it.
Tom?
No, they're both outstanding coaches.
Let's go to Tom.
All right, Tom Crawford, what can we take to the bank about Danica Patrick, who will retire from auto racing after the Indy 500 next Sunday?
Well, she can hang out with Aaron Rodgers. You can take that to the bank, obviously.
A few more GoDaddy commercials, maybe?
This is a woman that she'll go down as a pioneer of auto racing from a female side, that gender, 130 million over 13 years. tremendous. So yeah, she will be
that
gal.
That gender.
Yeah, I bet you. You know, I mean, I don't know how many guys win more than 130 million in 13
No,
years.
absolutely.
I don't. Yeah. So, but I'm empty now. That's all I know about Danica Patrick.
Good research.
Didn't win a lot of races, but that's okay. Rico Beard, what can we take to the bank with MSU football between now and the start of summer training camp?
Well, Keontae Stallworth transferred out. I think you're going to get at least 1 or 2 more transfers between now and the start of training camp.
What was it with Keontae? No playing time?
Yeah, I think he had freshmen or underclassmen passing him up on the depth chart. He never really decided whether he's an offensive lineman or defensive lineman. And yeah.
Not everyone can do what Makaja Reynolds did, going back and forth like that.
And the fact, I think Makaja, because he lives so close, that he was invested in this team because he's from the community. He wanted to ride it out. Whereas I think Keontae is looking at, maybe if I go someplace else, I can play. And I think you're going to get at least 1 or 2 more transfers.
And that's a trend in college football across the board with that.
Yeah, it's kind of a disturbing trend now. I think people are saying,
but
you know what, I don't like it.
You know, the other thing, though, is if you've got a lot of young guys, one of the pitfalls of having young guys emerge like they have, you know, with Raekwon Williams and Mike Panashuk, is if you're behind them,
you're not going to play.
You're not going to play, right?
You see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Graham Couch, what can you guarantee about Al Horford? You did a piece on Al, surprising a lot of people in the NBA playoffs.
As long as he doesn't have to face Tristan Thompson in the starting lineup, he does well. I'll guarantee this. I think by the time he is done, he's an NBA champion. And because I think he's got the way his style of play, his cerebral style of play, it's not involving above the rim athleticism. Yeah. He's got 3-4 more real quality years on a young team that's emerging. There is going to be a year where it works for them, even if the Warriors stick together. Even I think before he's done, he gets a championship.
Why did he not take a shot in the first half of Game 3?
Well, some of that was if you watch Rozier, the point guard, start to get his and play a really dumb game himself, and he's been really good. I thought some of, if you're a big guy, somebody's got to get you the ball. Now, some of that's on Al a little bit. Some of that's on the defensive matchup. We'll see how that plays itself out the rest of the way. But fair question. But he is what they call a statless superstar anyway. That's not really his. He's not supposed to carry them in scoring.
Yeah.
Al Horford is going to make more than $28 million more than Kevin Durant, actually, next year. And the final year of his contract, he's over $30 million.
Pays to be a cerebral big man.
Yeah. Right place, right time.
Absolutely. Celtics said, we have to have Al Horford. You fill in the numbers. He knew lots of zeros. Put those in. We will be back in just a minute. We're going to have our Cool and Smooth segment. All of our weekly awards brought to you by Culver's. Coming up next on Press Pass.
It's spring cleaning time at every Graf dealership. We have way too much inventory and more on the way. And we'll give you $3,000 minimum for your trade.
Lease Pull Ahead is back at every Graf dealership. Drive off a new Silverado double cab for only $145 per month. Or get into a new Chevy Equinox for just $136 a month.
And get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade. It's the Graf Spring Cleaning Sale going on right now at every Graf dealership.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Working with the IDE company, 1, is very easy to do. 2, they're very responsive to our needs. And 3, as we've grown as a company, they've listened to those needs and they've helped us plan out our future in terms of growth that needs to be done at this location.
It's just comforting to know I'm working with the IDE company, knowing that they can accommodate our growth. In that way, they're an excellent partner.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the IDE company family.
To the Empire!
An all-new Empire, Wednesday at 8 on Fox.
The first annual Margarita Fest, presented by Leffa and City Pulse, happening on June 1st from 5 to 10 p.m. on the Lansing Center's Riverside Plaza. Sample up to 15 signature margaritas from Lansing area bars and restaurants. Margarita Fest offers live entertainment, a full-service bar, and some of Lansing's best food vendors. Dress up in your wildest tropical getup for a chance to win a prize. Tickets are $25 in advance and $40 for VIP until May 25th. For tickets and more information, visit the website below.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious. Michigan State's regular season baseball season ends against Ohio State. A 3-game set at McLean Stadium. Just as the weather gets nice, Michigan State heats up, wins the last 2 games, and managed to earn a berth. They are the 8th seed in the Big Ten tournament. Michigan, Tom, is the number 3 seed.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Minnesota is number 1 seed, and that is a team that Michigan State will play first. All right, Team 243, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mid-explosion? Rico Beard, let's start with you in our play of the week.
You guys will be all happy. It's going to be LeBron James. I had to try and pick in Game 3 what he did. Dunk? I was going to go with the dunk, but he did the dunk against air. It was like the slam dunk contest. There was nobody there. But his passing was phenomenal.
Especially for the guy who's the 6th best player in the series.
Well, he's the greatest. Greatest of all time, Rico.
Of all 6 best of all time, not the series. See, that's what's wrong with you newspaper writers. You screw things up all the time. Okay, Paula. All right, so. Well, I could have called you Dan. So anyway, LeBron James gets double teamed and he draws out the double team and does a wraparound pass, hits Tristan Thompson right underneath the basket. That thing was sweet because it was almost like the Celtics forgot that there were 4 other people on the court. And they all came to him, and the wraparound pass, he hit Tristan right there, got it, dunked it in. LeBron, to you, have a Culver's on me.
Very nice, Rico. Graham Couch, what about our game of the week?
I think the game of the week has to be the Preakness, right? Because you don't often, first of all, I loved that. I think it was 7 straight announcers leading up to it said, no, you know, this Justify is going to win easily. It's going to be a blowout. Yeah. Like they talked to the horse. I mean, it just, I mean, come on. And so as soon as they did that, I was hoping he would lose. And then, you know, a couple kind of long shots, Bravazzo and Tenfold, not, you know, would have been good payouts. Right there at the wire. It was fun to watch. I love muddy races. I love the photography, the cinematography that comes out of it. And I always love when we get to the Belmont Stakes and we have a Triple Crown to watch.
This one time, Graham, I think your cynicism was justified. Yeah. Tom Crawford, what about our team of the week?
Well, I was tempted to go with the Vegas Golden Knights, who have a berth in the Stanley Cup, but I don't give a rip about hockey.
Really?
I don't care.
But the fact that they just started playing hockey, and there's no place to go but down for them.
I know. But
team of the week, Tom, what do you have?
I'm going to go on a little serious note. My Santa Fe Indians, Santa Fe, Texas is one of my area high school teams. A tragic shooting there. 8 students, 2 teachers shot. I've been in that football field. I've been in the gym, so I asked Cody Tucker, one of our colleagues, and so it kind of hits home. But they played, they had a regional baseball game, and they played it on Saturday night, you know, 24 hours after that. And two other guys who got wounded were in the dugout. They lost, but what a heart-wrenching experience for them. But they wanted to play the game and finish strong.
I think we're watching reruns with this, guys. We're going to learn from this. Is this ever going to change, Graham?
If we vote in November, it might. But
it all goes
people got to register to vote. You want to do it?
Gotcha.
Vote.
All right, time for our player of the week. And I was very tempted. Mike Smith, Big Money Mike. Age 52. Anytime a guy is older than every other jock in the room and he's stronger than everybody else. And he was also the only American-born jockey in that race yesterday. But Marc-Andre Fleury, goaltender for the Las Vegas Golden Knights, incredible performance. Neil said maybe one of the 5 best he's seen in the playoffs. A guy the Penguins let go and actually gave the Golden Knights a 2nd-round draft pick to take him. He's got the last laugh. Want to thank Team 243. Blue Belly Tom Crawford. You can hear us every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. Rico Beard, host of the Spartan Beat. Graham Couch. You read him in the Lansing State Journal, lsj.com. We'll see you again next week. Have a great Memorial Day, everyone.